Peter. Welcome back to episode 2 of New York Giants Daily Fix. I'm Gabe with my co-host Nerm. We're going to be reviewing the 3-3 Washington Commanders versus the 1-5 New York Giants. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. We usually play the Commanders tough. I'm not expecting that to change, regardless of who we go out there with. I'm expecting it to be a close game, tough game. I'm hoping we can keep it close. I'm hoping we can score some points this week, most importantly.
Yes, with the Washington defense that hasn't played up to the Commanders' expectations, I think there's a lot of places where we can exploit. One of the first matchups that we want to talk about are the receivers versus the secondary of Washington Commander and vice versa. Um, what's a position that you think we could exploit?
What do you think about the flop matchup? Like
The
who are
Flot
we not going to be going up against on Sunday?
Flot will be going up against a lot of Jahan Dotson and a lot of Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel plays, I think, like 70% of this snaps in the slot, and they move him a lot too. They put him in the backfield a good amount. They hardly put him out wide. So I think Flott has the matchup versus Curtis Samuel.
I mean, it's not going to be easy. I know Samuel's been going crazy this year. He's having a pretty solid year. I have him in fantasy. I'm not going to start him this week. But I think I kind of like Flop, man. He's a gamer. Like he shows up on. He might just hate practice, but he shows up and he balls out. Like I'm really excited for that matchup. I think.
He had so the first 3 weeks, Flott was like healthy scratches. He did not the coaching staff did not want to put him out there because we had Adoree in the slot.
Mhm.
Now, last week he played 66% of snaps. So I think they're gonna put him into this defense, the nickel corner spot, more and more and more until he's gonna be on the field 80,
Yeah,
90% of the time.
I think Flop's got that roll down now. I think he has that on lock. I
I
think the
I
surprise
completely
is.
agree. And I think Curtis Samuel will be a tough matchup for him, but I think Flott has the speed and the length
It
to
just depends
kind
on.
of keep up with him.
It depends. Who do you think they're going to try to use more? What corner do you think they're going to try to exploit? Because obviously we have a young secondary.
I think they're gonna try to exploit Adoree because Adoree has not looked good this year.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy to say because he's the vet in the room, but you're absolutely right.
He
He hasn't looked that great this year.
he has PFF coverage grade of 37 and an overall PFF grade of 40.5. So if they get that McLaurin Adoree Jackson matchup, I think they're gonna try to exploit it.
It's not the usual Dory, but I mean, do you think we could maybe? Do you think we maybe have Deontay Banks shadow McLaurin?
That's something that's something I would think that the Giants might do. But I'm not completely sure. I think they just want Banks maybe on one side of the field or Adoree on the other. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but for me, I would put Banks on McLaurin the whole game. McLaurin's getting 7 targets a game, and I think he has 11 yards per reception, and Adoree is allowing 14 yards per reception. While Banks has 9.2 yards per reception.
Yeah, so I would definitely try to have Banks on McLaurin as much as possible,
Yeah, Banks on
and
McLaurin as much
then
as possible. Then we'll have a Flott guarding Curtis Samuel.
and you'll have Pinnock and McKinney with help.
Yep, Pinnock and McKinney would help
It's
100%.
it's just a matter of their game plan. Do they come out there and try to run the ball down our throat because our run defense is weak? Do they come out there and try to pass the ball to open the run up? What's their plan? What's their I don't know what their plan's going to be, but if they really do decide to come out there and throw the ball on us right away, I hope the
Hmm.
corners are ready for that test. But
Yeah,
if we
I
just controls the blitzing,
I don't think the Commanders are afraid to let Sam Howell throw the ball. I think I think I don't know if we stop the run, they're not. They're going to be passing all over us. I think they can go either way. And another matchup that I want to talk about is the fact that the Commanders benched Emmanuel Forbes for Danny Johnson, 6-year player. How do you feel about that matchup?
yeah, I mean, I liked Forbes coming out of Mississippi State, was it? I want
Yeah,
to say. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, he had I want to say 6 pick sixes in college, which is like insane, or 13. It was like some crazy number. Uh, I think it's just he's hitting that bump because obviously playing cornerback in the NFL, especially as a rookie, is like one of the hardest things to do. So he's having that adjustment phase where he's just obviously going to get phased. He's getting phased out of the defense because his play is not up to par with their standard, I guess. If they do choose to go out there with Danny Johnson, do you have any idea? Like, I know he started last game over him over Forbes. Do you know any like what his stats were? Did like his
Oh, I don't know exactly what his stats were, but I know he played 63% of the snaps while Forbes did not touch the field once. So
did he allow any catches or anything like that?
oh yeah, he allowed a ton of catches. So far this season, he didn't play much the first couple of weeks, but once he started playing, he's allowing 15.5 yards per reception. That's a huge
Yeah,
chunk.
so I think this I'm hoping this is the week that we finally say, "Hey NFL, we have Jalen Hyatt. Let's introduce him.
Exactly.
Let's like
Exactly.
let's start throwing the ball deep. Let's see if we can create a way with the offensive line blocking for holding it down for maybe an extra second or so, scheming something up, having Bellinger come chip on the right
Especially
side."
especially because Hyatt is, I think, probably the only person that can outrun anyone on the field.
Yeah,
Slayton has some speed, but I feel like Kendall Fuller is going to do a good job against him. So I
yeah, I
think
think
this Hyatt has 17.1 yards per reception on the season. So he's basically our wide receiver two now. We let him go last week, and we need to unlock his route tree and have him go deep.
I want to say we need Wandell this week to go big. We need him to be big this week. But I'm really excited for that matchup with if they do choose to put Danny Johnson on Hyatt, we need to notice that and exploit it immediately. Like we need to throw it over the top. We need to get him on a fade. We need to get him going. We need to get him running.
100%.
Post, whatever, anything.
Yeah.
We need to
I
get some explosion in his offense.
Yeah, I think a big game out of Hyatt would be nice. And that doesn't even mean like 8 catches. Like maybe it's just like a 3 catch, like 90-yard day from Hyatt. Like that would be amazing.
I mean, look at what did he have last game? Like 3 catches, and I thought
Yeah,
he played fairly well. I mean, he
he
had the
did play well.
44-yard catch wiped off, but he showed up and he made the
Yeah.
big tough catches when we needed them. So
Especially if Tyrod is playing, that means that I feel like he's gonna target Hyatt a lot more.
yeah, I think Tyrod will probably play.
I
Uh,
think he will.
I think he
But
will play.
the one thing that scares me because they got Kendall Fuller that's been playing really well, and then they also have Benjamin St. Juice, their nickel corner.
He's
That
pretty
I
good.
feel like he is good, and I feel like he's going to do a good job against Wandell. And I hope Wandell is 100%, and he's been looking good so far. I hope that on third downs he gets like 4 or 5 receptions.
That's Wandell, man. He's Mr. First Down. Like
He
you throw
is.
the
He's
ball, you're
good.
getting a first. Like you know what you're getting with him. I know St. Juice is good. Wandell's very small, and we gotta like be able to use that to our advantage. You can throw the ball to Wandell in spots that you just can't throw it to other guys. He's so low to the ground, like you can almost throw the ball on the ground and he's gonna
Yeah,
catch it.
a hundred
Like
percent.
that's a benefit for us. We have to use it.
Now, saying with all these, how the defense for the Commanders hasn't been playing that well. At the same time, I think this is a game where we can't just throw it all over the place. We have to control the clock and keep I think we honestly have to keep the Commanders' offense off the field as much as possible. They're not
I feel
great,
like
but
that's how we've had the most success is when we try to control the clock, limit the other team's offensive possessions. Because obviously a good team's going to score no matter what. But if you can limit the amount of times they get on the field, you're ultimately going to limit the amount of points they put on the board. So uh, we just have to limit their possessions, which is we just have to have long drives, long steady drives. Like we have to be able to convert on third down. We have
mhm,
to be able to convert on third down.
yeah,
We can't be
that's
in a position
something.
where we're third and long. We need to get close. We need to move the sticks on first. We need to move at least. We need to get 4 yards pop
Yeah,
minimum.
that's
We
something we
have to.
did good against the Bills. We kept their offense off the field, controlled the clock, and our
And I
run
think
game
that
wasn't even
exactly. I was
running
just
that
about to
well.
say that. I
Yeah,
think that we did that, and our offensive line did not perform that well when we were running inside the tackles. I know Saquon bounced a few. He had a couple big runs, but aside from that, there was times where he was just getting stonewalled at the line of scrimmage.
yeah, that's kind of our offensive line for you.
Yeah.
What's what's one matchup you're looking at for the offensive line and the defensive line?
So I mean, if we're looking at our defensive line, obviously I want to see Sexy Dexy versus Nick Gates, the revenge reunion, the reunion, whatever you want to call it.
The Nick
I want
Gates,
to
the
see it.
revenge game.
Yeah, the revenge game. I want to see Nick Gates in action against us because obviously we've only seen him in practice versus us, and he's a dog. We know that,
He
but
is.
he's not performing that great this year.
I
Uh,
know that he had this game on his calendar for a while.
say it again. I'm sorry.
He had this game on his calendar for a while.
Yeah, for sure. He probably marked this down
He
as soon as
marked
he
this
saw him
down.
there.
Hmm.
But I mean, this year, like he's allowing 4 sacks. He allowed 4 sacks this year so far. He has 3 penalties. He has a 62.7 grade. I want to see Dex lined up on him. I want to see Dex shaded in the one tech, and I want to see
A
Dex
hundred
attacking
percent.
that shoulder and abusing him all game. He needs
A
to
hundred
push the
percent.
pocket. He needs to push Nick Gates back, and I want to see him make Sam Howell use his legs and escape the pocket. Because obviously, we know their offensive line hasn't performed well either this year, like ours. But we have to take advantage right now. Dexter Lawrence has a 90.6 PFF grade. He's obviously a monster. His impact, you can see it on the field, even if it doesn't show on the stat sheet. When he's out there, you can obviously tell that this man is wrecking the game. Like he has a couple big plays where you're like, did he just push 2 dudes back?
That's Dexter, and
Nothing.
especially because Sam Howell likes to take sacks, whether it's holding on to the ball for too long or
Is he
not
most select
escaping the
QB in the league right
pocket.
now?
I think he is, and
Exactly.
that's not all on their offensive line.
No,
Some of
just
it's
like it
him.
isn't all on our offensive line either.
Yeah,
It's
but
the same exact situation. But I mean, Dex has 18 pressures through 5 weeks, through the
yeah,
first 5 weeks, and I'm not sure if he registered a pressure against Buffalo. So we need to see Dex continue that, and
and
then
that's a matchup I'm excited for, especially because we know what Nick Gates is. He was a Giant for four
the
years.
dog.
He's a dog, but he has his flaws. And
Absolutely.
against going up against Dexter Lawrence,
And I'm
we
sure
have
Dex
to get
Dex
some
has his
pressure.
card. Dex has his number. They saw
Yeah,
each other in practice, and I'm hoping Dex gets the best of him. But Nick Gates is a good player. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out against us and performs like an All Pro. Like that's the kind of dude I think he is.
he
Um,
is that dude.
but I don't know if you saw the Commanders' left tackle Charles Leno didn't play last week, and they had their backup Cornelius Lucas came in.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not sure if that's the plan going forward. I know Charles Leno had a personal issue, and that's why he missed the game. But
Did he look good?
Cornelius, yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
looked pretty good. He had 29 pass blocking snaps, 0 pressure, 0 sacks. Uh, if they start him, I'm trying to see. I want to see Kayvon do something against him. I need to see Kayvon get a sack this game.
These are games where Kayvon has to get constant pressure against backup tackles.
Yep,
We need to see him get to the
absolutely.
quarterback.
I mean, he played well against Atlanta. Cornelius Lucas, I'm speaking of. It's a small sample size. We need to exploit that if he plays. If he doesn't play, then Andrew Wiley's not a good right tackle. He's allowing 4 sacks this year, tied fifth in the league. He's atrocious. So we need to set. I don't want to blitz a lot, but I want to set some good blitzes up where we're blitzing on the edge with a couple guys because their tackles I don't think are built for it.
Yeah.
We expose that.
Yeah, I think this was something that we talked about on last podcast, how the Giants defense, we haven't been blitzing as much as Wick Martindale usually does,
And we're
which I
playing
think,
better.
we've been playing better. So I think we can mix up some blitzes, but honestly, I want to see Kayvon and Dex get there. If we can get there with four, that'll be huge for our secondary.
Absolutely. But I mean, now flipping it to them, because obviously we know our defensive line, I mean, Aziz isn't playing, but I'd say we still have a solid three: Kayvon, Leo, Dex. So those are solid 3 guys. But I mean, Washington has their dudes as well. They have Chase Young was playing really well this year. Obviously, Sweat, Payne, and Allen. Allen's questionable this week. He'll
Hopefully, he
probably
doesn't play.
play, but he's not. I mean, hopefully he doesn't play, but he'll probably play. But he's
No, he'll
not
play.
playing. I think he's had an injury all season. He's not really playing. He has 3 sacks this year, but that is what it is. I've heard Commanders fans say that they don't really see him being the same Allen as how he used to be. So I guess he's just dealing with with an injury right now. I think it might be his knee. Uh, if Allen goes and it's Allen and Payne in the middle
Oh, I'm
against our guys
terrified.
in the middle, I'm scared.
I'm
I'm very
terrified.
scared. Yeah, I'm terrified. I'm definitely terrified. Because who's going to be playing in the middle first this week?
Well, Bredesen's going to be at center,
Jalen
and
Mills is out. Yep.
hopefully, hopefully Pugh can go back to left guard.
I don't think
And
so.
you think they're going to keep Pugh at left tackle?
I think they have to because Evan Neal might not play this week. So
So then
Tyree
we'll
might have to play right tackle.
Tyree Phillips at right tackle.
If Evan Neal doesn't play, for sure.
He did Evan Neal practice today though, right?
He did?
Okay, limited.
I don't know. I'm not too sure. I didn't see the report.
Here, let me pull it up real quick.
If
I
he did, that's
just took a
huge.
picture of it. I'm pretty
Um,
sure. Let me see. Oh, yeah, never mind. He didn't practice.
yeah, I was but if not, so if he's not good to go, then we'll probably run out with the same interior that we did last game.
Dude,
Lowe, Bredesen, and McKeithen.
yeah. I mean, McKeithen has the size. We're
Oh,
terrified for that.
bro, I'm scared, man. Like,
We,
I don't think that Deron Payne nor Jonathan Allen are on the level of like a Dexter Lawrence. But I think that both of them together are really good. I think they're very good players. And obviously, Deron Payne just got paid in the offseason, so he's a great player. Jonathan Allen got paid. Uh, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, I don't know how we're gonna be
we,
able to run the ball, and we already don't have any success at it.
we gotta, we gotta do um, a lot of pickups with Daniel Bellinger. We need to put him at fullback basically the
Yeah,
whole game.
yeah. Chase
And
Young has 4 sacks and Sweat has 4.5. So we can't help. We can't chip both. But Chase Young's having like a career reviving year in Washington.
yeah, we're gonna need Bellinger to chip on Chase Young's side most of the game probably.
Yeah,
And
I agree with that.
we're gonna have a lot of three receiver routes going on.
We're gonna have to. But I just hope that it's not going to be the same old. Oh, here we go. Our offensive line is terrible. Let's block 9 guys, and then have like no. Let's block 8 guys and have like 2 guys running routes, and like one of them is a streak. Like
Yeah,
nothing's happening on this play.
you remember last year's Washington game? It was the game we won when we were both 7-5-1.
When
Um,
Kayvon had the
Kayvon had that touchdown.
me.
So that game, especially, we had a lot of quick passes that were basically extensions of the run game. I remember we had those Slayton like 5 yard out routes. We like dumped it off to Saquon a ton of, like straight off the
Saquon
backfield.
basically dance with the
I think I think that if we're getting stuffed like we did against Buffalo, that we're gonna need to whip that out. And I think Kafka has that in his game plan. Those short passes that are extensions of the run game.
Yeah, I think we just have to find ways to get Saquon. Like you said, if the run's not working, we have to find ways to get him the ball in space. Get him when Saquon has an inch, like a yard to make something happen, he's gonna make something happen. But if it's not there, you can't expect the guy to find
Yeah.
it. I mean,
We can't give him the ball like we did in Buffalo, besides that one drive. But we gave him the ball and he was getting stuffed in the backfield. Like we can't just keep letting Saquon get hit behind the line of scrimmage.
dude, there was one point I saw he had I think he had 13 carries for 14 yards or 12 yards at one point in that game.
Yeah. And it's not his fault. We all know the type of player he is.
He's an amazing player, and obviously, I think just coming off his injury, he was getting adjusted, he was getting acclimated, he was getting used to it again. Look, second week back from the injury, I'm looking to see an improvement, obviously, but it
Yeah.
depends on the offensive line. That's what it comes down to. We know the kind of guy Saquon is. We know the kind of player he is. If the OLine shows up, the DLine shows up, there's no way we lose this game.
Yeah. So we touched on that Saquon aspect of the football game for a little bit, but how do you feel that Saquon is coming off that ankle injury? He played pretty well, got 24 carries last game, and the Commanders are allowing 129 rushing yards per game. That's a good amount.
I didn't know that. I
That
didn't know
that is a
that.
good amount. And
Yeah.
I feel as bad as our offensive line is, um, there's like I feel like we're still gonna have to make something happen on the ground.
If 6 teams played the Commanders and they're allowing 129 yards, and we are going to play the Commanders this week with Saquon Barkley in our backfield, and we can't get 100 yards, that's a problem.
Yeah.
We have to do something. We have to scheme it up somehow. Somebody has to get open. Something has to work.
Yeah, and I feel
Whether that's
like
blocking 6 or 7 guys, something has to work for us.
Yeah, and I feel like what I mentioned earlier is those short passes and not just halfback dives. Like we can't run up the middle with this Giants O line.
We
If
can't
we
have
if we
tendencies. We can't have the same tendencies on every single possession. We can't run the ball on second and long every single drive.
yeah,
Like,
and
they're drive
we
killers.
can't we have to do like end arounds. We have to do a lot of misdirection while we're doing the runs. Like
You have fast guys behind the line of scrimmage, anyways. You have Wandell and Hyatt.
yeah.
Use them. They're
Yeah.
there.
I would like to see Wandale get a carry or two off the backfield. And
He was a running
like
back in college, I believe, at a
yeah,
certain point.
yeah.
So
Was it at Nebraska? Nebraska,
Nebraska,
yeah.
I believe,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think throughout his high school career as well.
Yeah.
I
If
mean,
if we get the running game going like a little bit like we did in Buffalo that one drive, get the short quick game going and one or two deep shots to Hyatt, I think our offense will look pretty good.
I think we just have to do. I think we need our same method from last year. Wear the defensive line down all game. Fourth quarter come and you just run the ball down their throat.
Yeah.
You
It
just
was
you get them exhausted all game, and then you're there. You could run the ball freely at the end of the game.
yeah. Yeah. It was like something we did last year when we had a lot of those fourth quarter comebacks. We ran the ball instead of passed it. And that was because the defense was gassed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because we built up to that. It wasn't like we got to the fourth quarter and everyone was just exhausted. Like that, I think that was the entire game plan. Like we're gonna get to the fourth quarter, we're gonna get the ball, we're gonna be the last ones with the ball so we can punch it in. That was our mentality, and I think we need to go back to that.
Yeah.
But the offensive line needs to help us out. And Q this week is gonna have his hands full. Uh,
You
Q,
we just signed him to the 53-man roster, so
I'm excited about that.
I am
Very
excited
excited.
about that. He's a person that is going to start for us the rest of the way out, whether it's at left tackle or guard.
And I think that some people get carried away with his value. His value on the field may not be as high as you'd like. He may not be this great player that everyone wants, like this all pro guard or tackle. His value in the locker room is it's
Huge
invaluable. Like it's insane.
because
He's an amazing leader, and I think he's gonna help us out down the stretch.
yeah,
Like
especially because our line's pretty young. Besides Glowinski, which he's going to
I
be
think
off
he
the
said
team.
our line, like our the average age of our line's like 25,
Yeah, we're
like
very young.
24, something like
Yeah,
that.
and that
So
includes a rookie, John Michael Smith, that's 25 years old.
yeah, he's probably older than some of the guys we drafted last year.
Yeah,
On the offensive line, probably older
definitely.
than them.
Yeah, I think Aziz is younger than him. Aziz is like 23, 22.
Aziz is young. Aziz was drafted when he was 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to get rid of Aziz too. This might have to be like we don't have to get rid of him. We can keep him for throughout his contract. But I think
You think I
his,
would be willing to trade him?
I would too. But I think his because I've always had this image in my head that Aziz is just going to be this like absolute stud pass rusher on the side of Kayvon, and he is a stud pass rusher.
He is.
He's a stud
Really good.
pass rusher. But your best ability in football and any sport is your availability. If you don't show up on Sundays, if you're not healthy to play, you cannot
Yeah.
help your team.
And
So
it's come to the point with him where I'm not even expecting him to play. Like
no,
we now we know he's on IR, but when he was healthy, I was like, oh, something's gonna come up in practice, or he's gonna be dealing with something from last week.
he's going to play
And
this week and not miss next week.
yeah,
But
man.
listen, it is what it is. We're going to go out there with our 53 this week and hopefully get a W. What's your prediction?
Um, man, I was thinking about this because the bias side of me I want to say the
Yeah,
Giants are gonna get a win, but I
42
honestly
20. Like,
40 to nothing.
yeah, it's going to be magic.
I have no idea. I would say if we're going for like the points, I would say 17-14 Giants.
17-14 Giants. Okay. I'm going to go. I'm gonna go 24-21 Giants.
Damn, you think we're gonna put up 24?
Listen, if I had the expectation that Hyatt's gonna have a breakout game, that's gonna come with us scoring some points.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
once if he has that breakout game, we throw it over the top. That's gonna open up the run game. That's gonna open up the short game. They're gonna have a threat over. They're gonna have an actual threat over the top that they're gonna have to account for.
Yeah.
So if he's gonna do that, I think we're gonna score some points.
Yeah, and especially because it doesn't look like Daniel Jones is going to be playing. I have confidence in Tyrod, especially
I do as well.
he has one game under his belt already versus the Bills defense.
We need a
This
touchdown this week, though, Ty.
Yep, we do
We
need
need
a
a couple of
touchdown.
them. We need a couple of them. Come on.
I'm confident. Tyrod has a beautiful deep ball as well. I feel like
Yeah, he
and
does.
I think it was in training camp when Hyatt was going with like the third team. Him and
He was throw.
Tyrod
I
already
think he
had
was
this.
throwing high at the ball like most of the summer. Like all
Yeah,
of its targets were from Tyrod. Most of them. throughout the
yeah.
game.
During the summer, they probably have some good chemistry. I think Hyatt's gonna get a good opportunity this week. So I have 17-14. You have 24-20
21.
or 21. Okay.
24-21.
Not
I'm
bad.
excited. Listen, it's not like we should be scoring 24. Like that shouldn't be like crazy to ask for, but it's New York
I
Giants
mean,
football. So
this season is.
yeah. So I mean, it could be 24-21, or it could be like 12-9.
Yeah,
Do we
it could
have
be
a
that
field goal
field goal
shootout with
game.
Washington?
Yeah. I mean,
We got Ghana.
we played well versus Washington. I think the last like 8 games where we have a great record versus them.
That's the only fond memory I have of us playing our division like over the last like 5 years is
Yeah,
playing Washington.
we've had their number. We have
So
completely
yeah,
had their
hopefully that
number.
continues on Sunday, but
Yeah.
some things have to happen for that to be the case.
How do you
Or
this is a random question, but what's your thoughts on Sam Howell?
Sam Howell's a good player.
You
Like he's a
think?
good player. Like I don't think he's a great player, but I think he's a good player. He's top 10
Hmm.
right now, I think, in passing yards and touchdowns. I think he has 9
Yeah,
touchdowns this year.
yeah,
So I mean, and he has BNB,
yeah.
the OC.
True.
So he has good weapons around him given, but I think he was a good player coming out of UNC.
I
I don't
think
know
he's a
why I
decent
saw what
player.
they
I think he's a decent player. I think if you ask a Commanders fan, they'll say that he's like the truth.
I'm not sure why he fell to like the fourth or fifth whenever he did.
Yeah.
I maybe it was like I I saw a little Baker Mayfield in him. I think he's a dog. Like
Really?
not like not fully the play style, but he I don't know. There's something about him that just tells me Baker. I don't know what it is.
Baker. Maybe they kind of look similar.
Yeah, and I'm sure
Both kind of chunky, kind of
maybe that's what it
elusive.
is. Maybe it's the body types.
Yeah.
I'm sure nobody wanted to deal with a UNC QB after Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
So that could have been it too.
Yeah. I haven't watched too much of Sam Howell. I know he had that 4 interception game versus Buffalo. We just played them. Maybe our defense will give some nightmares to Sam Howell.
Listen, that Buffalo team that he played is not the Buffalo defense we played.
Yeah.
And didn't have we. I'm pretty sure they had Matt Milano and Tre'Davious White.
Yeah,
So
true.
that's huge. That's the
Yeah.
two best players on defense.
Yeah.
But this is essentially his rookie year. Like this is his first year starting. So like there's gonna be hurdles along the way.
And
Will he be franchised? I don't know.
maybe Wink will just unleash on him. We have yet to see Wink do that because every time we have a matchup versus like a rookie quarterback or like a quarterback that's a backup in experience,
Mhm.
I feel like Wink just like shies away for some reason.
It's either Wink it doesn't blitz at all, or Wink blitzes every single down.
Yeah.
I just need him to like blitz every single. I need his blitzes to work. That's all. I like. I don't know. Maybe he should start blitzing McFadden like all the time
Yeah.
because McFadden on the blitz is crazy.
Yeah, he does look good.
And I want to see McKinney come in on blitzes this weekend. I want to see him come around the tackle, around the edge with Kayvon. I want to see him rush on the same side as Kayvon. That would be.
McKinney has been looking pretty good in the box this year.
McKinney's a great in the box player.
I think if you put McKinney on like Logan Thomas, I don't think Logan Thomas is gonna have a good game at all.
Uh, I hope not. I definitely hope not. But I
No, because
mean,
Logan Thomas also has been playing pretty well this year. But last game, I think he had like one catch for like 4 yards or something like that, 9 yards.
I mean,
He's not
Logan.
someone I'm worried about,
Yeah,
but
he shouldn't be a threat considering they have Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, and Terry McLaurin for us to worry
yeah,
about.
yeah,
Like we shouldn't be worried about those guys. But tight ends do always mess us up. So
yeah, they always do good against us.
yeah, they always have to have like good games. So don't count it out. Um, I really hope the defense can show improvement in the run this week. I
Yeah,
really do, because
the,
it's really bad, bro. It's really bad.
yeah,
I don't.
Brian Robinson. Junior has looked pretty good this year.
but I can't. I think that from what I was gathering through the Commanders' Twitter and stuff, like through their fan base, it's like they passed the ball to open up the run.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we can just shut down their pass, and they're going to be forced to run, and we can just work around it. You know what I mean? Hopefully, we can shut them down in the pass.
I
So
I would
if
much
it
rather
does go
have
down,
I would much rather have a Sam Howell throwing like 40 times like against us than throwing like 24 times and having their run game just get chunks after chunks.
yeah, I'm going to kind of agree with you because I'm tired of seeing every team just walk through us defensively.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm tired of it. It's just like line up, hand the ball off, and get 8 yards.
Yeah.
Against
And
the
that's
Dolphins,
something,
like it was allowing
yeah.
like averaging like 13 yards.
Yeah. And that's something for some reason teams shy away from the run against us. I don't know why. Again, it happened last year, this Commanders game last year. They're running down our throats, and for some reason they shied away from it.
I'm not
The
sure what
Bills did
team.
it last week.
That's the easiest way to win. I look at the Bills game. The Bills ran the ball. All right, 20, 26, 28 times. They ran the ball 28 times. Had over 120 yards on the ground. I think they could have ran the ball every single down against us because I feel like every time they gave it to James Cook, he was getting like 5 yards a pop, like
Yeah,
consistent.
especially in the second half. I mean, the second half they outscored us by a good amount, but they wouldn't have those turnovers in the first half if
Exactly.
they
I think
just
they were
did.
just trying to throw the ball too much against us, and I don't think that's the way against this Giants defense. I think we have corners that could run with anybody.
True,
It's
true.
just the way we
I
line
want,
them up.
yeah. If we need to get Commanders in second and long and third and long, so we need to stop the run early and have
But we
them
need to
throw
get
it
off the
against us.
field on third and long
Yeah,
because
that.
that's been a problem.
Yeah, that's an issue. Every time we're on like a third and 18 or some screen pass that
We
goes to the
work our
crib.
way up. We have such a good possession. We have great stops, and then we get screwed because we just like fall apart, and then we stay on the field so much longer than we have to.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited for this game. I feel like it could be like a bounce back for us.
This is a
Um,
huge game.
it is a huge game. I mean, I don't believe our season's over yet. Um,
Uh,
I think the playoffs are a long shot, and I think we honestly have a playoff roster if we're completely healthy. But this is
yeah, I
a
agree.
not only a game for the win con, but it's also a game in the division. And that's something that Joe Shane wanted to get better at within the division. So
Yeah,
I think this is a huge game for us and the morale and for the locker room.
I think if we win this game, we can slowly, like week by week, think about turning it. Like we can turn it around somewhat. If we
Yeah,
lose the game, decisions have to be made as soon as possible. Are we trading guys? Are guys getting out of here? Because 1-6, like how are you? There's no margin for error at one and
yeah.
six. You're not. You can't start 1-6 and expect to go to the playoffs. That's not a thing.
No,
How many
no,
times have you
even
seen a team start 1-6 and then go to the playoffs and
yeah,
Super Bowl? It's not a thing that
yeah,
happens.
even I don't know. I stooped so low after this 1-5 start. I was like, even if we get 8, 9 wins, I don't like that's a win for me. We don't like even if we don't make the playoffs, I think this team has regressed so far from last year that I'm just hoping that we get 8 or 9 wins.
I don't think I'm necessarily in the I'm not hoping for any particular number of wins this season. This season to me is like I just want to see some fight.
Yeah,
Show up every single Sunday and battle like you did in Buffalo. Because if
yeah,
we lose and we're battling next year, we're gonna be nasty.
yeah.
If we're like, you
Especially,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I don't want to look towards next year
I don't want
yet.
to either because I want to look towards Sunday. Sunday's a big game.
Yeah,
Sunday could be the change for us that we needed. Start or something for us.
yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Uh, no, I think that's it.
I think
Just
that's it too.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. I want to win bad. I haven't had a win since the Cardinals game week 2. I want to get back to that feeling.
Yeah, man. I want to feel good on Monday. I don't want to go to. I don't want to. I don't want to start crying on Monday.
I'm gonna be crying on Sunday at
Nah,
4 o'clock.
bro. Crying happy tears. Happy
Yeah.
tears.
I just ordered Dexter Lawrence jersey and it
Did
should have
you? I
been
gotta get a Karake.
Yeah, Bobby Okereke,
I
because he's
have
locked
to.
up here for like 4 years, right?
Was it? I
Like
think it was a 4 year, 40 million.
4 year 40, yeah. So he's locked
Yeah,
up for 4. That's
that's
why I just
that's such a
that's why I got
steal.
the
It's
Dexy.
such a steal, bro. Are you kidding? Let's go.
He's been I saw people like or just now giving him the recognition he deserves. I'm like I saw like some people on like Instagram were talking about Bobby Okereke. He was like, oh, he needs the recognition like Fred Warner gets.
That was. I mean, listen. I think he needs to do it a little bit longer than like two really, really good games. But he looks really
He
good. But
looks
Fred
he
Warner is the best linebacker in the NFL. So,
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
but
I think he
I love
besides
him.
he looks good. I'm excited for him. He's a great guy too. He's just a
Giants
great
have a
guy.
lot of great guys, man.
Giants have a lot of
Thankfully,
great guys.
Okereke just ended up being a dog, but we need to start signing some
Yeah.
dogs.
That's why I wanted to get that Dexter Lawrence jersey because I was like I have two Daniel Jones jerseys, a Slayton jersey. I was like, damn, I don't know how much longer these guys are going to be on the Giants, but I know Dexter Lawrence is going to be here for a while.
If DJ plays this weekend, man, DJ has to do something to
Oh,
like.
I think it's smart if they don't play DJ.
I agree. I don't know where he's at right now because I know he
Well,
said he feels fine, but
they had him the doctors haven't cleared him for contact yet. So he just passing the
yeah,
ball in practice. The neck injury is
I
tricky.
don't. I
You
wouldn't plan that. It's not worth
I
it.
wouldn't play him
No, it's
either,
not worth it. It's not worth it,
especially because we could win this game with Tyrod.
bro. At the end of the day, it's an $80 million investment.
Yeah,
Like that's how they're looking at it. If he plays this game, I don't think it has that much of it's not that much of an impact as opposed to if he gets hurt and plays his game. Like if he gets plays his game
yeah.
and then gets hurt again, then it's has bigger implications for us.
So so we could sit Tyrod versus Washington. Maybe he'll come back for the Jets game. And
I want to
I
see
don't
DJ versus Zach Wilson.
know. Do you?
I do. I do. I wanted that. We have to win that game too. These are two must-win games coming up, man. We have to win a
Yeah.
division, and we have to win in New York.
We can't. I don't even remember the last time we beat the Jets.
I don't remember the
Uh,
last time we played the Jets.
Well, it was 4 years ago. I'm pretty sure we lost the last time we played them. I know that,
Was Leo on the Jets at the point? At that point?
and he might have been. Yeah,
Okay. All
got
right.
the. Is that a home game for us? Yeah, that sucks. It
Yeah.
would have been nice if that was an away game for us.
Nah,
Basically,
it's
get
all
an
right.
extra home
Let's fill
game.
that stadium up with blue. Let's see blue on the field. I don't want to see that green.
We'll have a lot of fans there. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think that's an episode for us.
All right.
Get a win on Sunday. Go
And
to
bounce back.
2-5.
2-5.
Sounds a hell of a lot better than 1-6.
Two out of the division. Three out of the division. I mean, out of the conference. Out of the
Yeah.
wild. Like we have a shot, man. We just have to like put our foot on the pedal now. So let's start on Sunday at
Yeah,
1.
especially because the wild card in the NFC is they don't look too hot. We can get there.
Yeah, man. We have to like just start on Sunday. Sunday's a true test for us. If we can win on Sunday, then we can have another conversation about where we're at realistically.
Yeah, because the way the direction of the season can change so much with this game. Like we knew we were losing to the Bills, even though it was a good fault game. We knew we were losing to the Dolphins.
I thought we were
But
gonna get
this,
one out of those, but that was just the situation we were in with Justin Pugh and like DJ Al and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. But with this game here, if we lose, we're talking about dumping the roster, basically.
Yeah, dumping a lot of the guys that have been here for
Dumping the
over
vets,
years. Yeah.
dumping the people like Adore, Leo.
Yeah. This is
Um,
a major. This game has a lot of implications, I think, for the future of this franchise.
yeah, yeah.
But at
Especially
least the imminent future of this franchise.
yeah, the next couple of years.
Yeah.
I guess that's an episode. So,
All right,
when you want to come, we'll do this again after the game.
after the game,
Yep.
little
Um,
recap.
yep. We'll reconnect after the game. Maybe we'll do it like I don't know, right after.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll see you guys next time.